Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
I was watching the video from last week's show, and the recording was skipping. Like it would freeze a couple seconds, freeze a couple seconds. Like it couldn't keep up because I've changed the aspect ratio on the.
Oh, from 4 to 3 to 9, 6 to 9?
Yeah, 16:9.
16:9.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Camera 0, please.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, an Amazon driver explains why he got fired, and guess who ate 800 pizzas in 18 months? And find out new ways to make extra cash this holiday season. And should you have a baby or adopt a pet? Over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan.
Yes, good afternoon.
We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Don't blame the culprit. Blame the actual people who started the whole COVID-19 virus. Go to COVIDSapien.com. All right, Dan, I am not doing well.
Oh, what's wrong?
This whole daylight savings time, I got to thinking about the other day, and I never understood, or I did understand why people complain about it, but I never really, it didn't bother me. It didn't affect me until this year, because normally the dogs and everything wait for us to get up before they have to go out to use the bathroom. So they'll sleep until, but now we have cats, and the cats know as soon as that sun comes up, they're up and down off the bed, up and down off the bed. And what happens? It wakes the dogs up. And the dogs are up and down, and they got to go out and dance. So my normal routine that was normally at 7 o'clock every day is now been moved to like 5:30 because of the daylight savings time. The sun comes up so quickly now.
Okay, what time did you use to go to bed before daylight savings?
It doesn't matter. I'd always go to bed by 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And when I say go to bed, I'd lay in bed and watch TV for a little bit, or, go through the TikTok videos and all that. But actual bed, like lights out, if I didn't really have to do anything the next morning, I'll stay up till midnight just watching TV or something.
But if you stay up till 11, then you'll wake up and you'll be your own daylight savings time.
I'm dragging every morning. I'm like, oh, that sun's coming up. And I know this sounds very, very posh, but I sleep with earplugs in. And I also have one of those sleep masks that I put on my face, because Amy in the middle of the night, if she can't sleep, she'll flip over, open her tablet. And that's like just having like a small TV in bed. And she'll sit there and play her little touchscreen game. Oh, God, excuse me. Yeah. But, and that, I can see it out of the corner of my eyes. But
yeah, in daylight savings, some years it really bothers me to change one way or the other. And then other years it doesn't matter too much at all.
But it's so weird how quickly, it literally, pardon the expression, night and day. Like a week ago today, it didn't get dark until like 8 o'clock, 8:30 maybe. The sun started to go down. And then just 2 days ago, when was daylight savings time? Sunday? So just this past Saturday, it felt like all of a sudden, boom, it got dark at 5:30. You're like, holy shit, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Well, we're closer to the equator than some people are.
And what about the other people?
They're not.
And there's some people closer to the equator than we are.
Yeah. And as far as sleeping goes, I want to thank you for recommending the Purple mattress.
Well, don't thank me. Thank the Purple, our sponsors, Purple Mattress for. Yeah, and so you like it?
You told me about it. I just love it. I go to bed and I wake up refreshed in the morning. I don't have my shoulders and my hips used to always be sore.
Now remind everyone what mattress you bought, because there's different levels.
I bought the Hybrid 3, which has got 3 inches of polymer, and then it's got the foam underneath it. It was real crazy when they delivered it. It came rolled up in like a rug, like a carpet, came rolled up.
See, I don't understand, because when I got mine was in a box, like a mattress box, and they slid it through the house, and then they opened the box, and then it was already fluffed and ready to go. And I think me and you got 2 different ones.
Technology-wise, they learned. I mean, there's no springs in this one, but they've learned how to package it better for delivery. And it rolled up, and when you It was like when you take one of those Pup and Fresh rolls, Pillsbury rolls, and you open up the canister, you break the canister with a spoon, and it all comes. It was like that. It all came flowing out, and he cut it. And when he did it, it just laid out to a square mattress. It was so.
How long did it take to inflate?
No,
Like get
seconds,
the size.
Seconds. I mean, as soon as he got the wrapper all cut, as he was doing it, it was popping up and it was just sitting there ready to go. I don't think when they have the airplanes and they pull that mattress and it inflates real quick, it was like that. It was instantaneous.
So you enjoy the mattress, the purple mattress.
Yeah, it feels good.
And the main thing is, Dan, screw you. The main thing is, does Kathy like it?
Well, Kathy likes it too. She's happy with it. She's enjoying it.
No. Here's the thing, because I know Kathy.
Yeah.
Kathy only tells you when things are bad.
Yes, I know.
She never says anything that's good. So if she said nothing, that means she likes it.
Yeah, but she even actually said something was nice. And I got up this morning and looked in the mirror and go, crap, I didn't mess up my hair at all. I just went to sleep. I didn't comb my hair today.
You didn't comb your hair today?
No.
It shows.
I figured I wasn't going to be on the TV or radio or anything.
Well, you are, because we are live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch. And for those of you watching, make sure you like, follow, and share us on those stations as well.
Good thing I don't have a lot of hair to worry about that.
All right. Well, we got a big show to get into, so stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, Dan. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, that's the first little segment there. Keeping it short and sweet, trying to get the time down for everyone. Don't forget, for every podcast we do, I have a matching video as well. Go over to prophetradio.com and click on Deacon Live, and you can see all the stuff that we do. Thanks, guys. Bye. Did you figure it out?
Yeah, it's working.
So now you can talk about it?
Yes. You just have to put the word God mode in front of.
That's what I said. How come you're not putting God mode in front on there?
Well, when I did it the other day, I didn't.
You must have copied that and not know that you put the God mode in there.
Yeah, and I have all this thing: autoplay, backup, and is lists and lists of all these different things you can do, so you can go directly to them.
Well, now you can talk about it on the air, and I can argue about it. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh. Gotta say this again. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Don't blame the Democrats or Republicans, Trump or Biden. Blame the actual culprit for this widespread virus. For more information, go to COVIDSapien.com and show your support over there as well. And speaking of over there as well, IT Dan, how are you?
I'm rested. I'm ready for a good show.
You look good. And I can tell it's getting cooler out because the damn ladybugs are starting to crawl inside the house now.
Yeah, but there's a good thing about them. They don't bother anybody. They don't do any damage to your house.
Well, good. Now, someone who's putting up damage control right now, this gentleman right here ate eight. I need you to do math over there, Dan. You ready to do math? Got your calculator up?
Yeah.
This gentleman right here ate 800. Oh, we got to go. You got to switch screens here, Dan. There we go.
What do you want?
I got it. Number one. This gentleman right here ate 800 pizzas in 18 months. So do the math. How many pizzas per month is that?
Well, there's 365 days in a year, 18 months, 540 days, and 800 of them is like one a day. It's
Is it 1.5 per day?
yeah, about 1.5 per day. So it's not that much.
1.5 pizzas per day.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, a hot dog eating contest, they can eat 40, 50 hot dogs. That's nothing.
You can eat, if I gave you a whole pizza today, you would have to eat that whole thing plus half of another one.
Yeah, I could do that. I love pizza.
Well, I'm going to give it to you for 800, for, what'd you say, 543 days?
Well, what kind of pizzas was he eating?
Well, John Schnatter, you might remember him. He was a CEO, excuse me, that was, the board made him step down.
He created the company.
He did, and he actually worked for Pizza Hut for a while, and he said, screw you guys, I'm going to go create my own company. So excommunicated Papa John's founder, John Schnatter, needed to fuel his fight for the progressive elite left. So what better way to do that is to eat 800 pizzas in 18 months. What he was trying to do was do quality control and saying, basically, every one of that mouthful of pizza, every one of these pizzas sucks, but he ate 800 of them. So he was ousted in 2018. Schnatter told us that he blamed the downfall, among other things, to the progressive elite left. He said he determined to reemerge and tell his story of how he built the company and how, to him in the story, that totally debunks the left's ideology, which is hard for me to say.
Yeah.
Papa John's spokesperson said to the company that perfectly well to thank its partnership with the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal. So now Shaquille O'Neal, Papa John's is thanking him because he's taken over and he's got his own franchises and stuff. So that's what's going on. So John Schnatter is he's saying that I've eaten 800 pizzas in 18 months, and I'm going to tell my story of how the progressive elite left is it pushed me out of business.
And is this going to disturb anybody on either side? I mean,
I want to see what he looks like after eating 800 pizzas. I mean, because a slice of pizza is what, 200 and something, let's say 220 calories for one slice. There's 8 slices or 12 slices, depending on how you cut it. And so that's over 1,000 calories per one pizza, and he has to have 1.5 per day. So that's like 4,500 calories.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like, I can eat one hamburger, but I can eat a whole pizza. I love pizza.
It's kind of like me. I can drink like one soda, but I can drink like a 12-pack of beer. You know.
And I did not have pizza until I got my driver's license. We never had it at my house. Never got takeout food.
Well, you're poor, Dan.
Yeah, we were poor. Yes, we lived in a rich town. I mean, the houses.
Oh, the Peterson house. Yeah, those guys over there.
Well, I mean, the houses right now, my friend's house, when he died, both of his houses sold for $700,000. They ran a bulldozer through them. I mean,
they're not even worth keeping.
They're not even worth keeping. And they bulldozed them, and they put up McMansions.
Well, speaking of McMansions and beer and 12-pack of beer, Arby's. Do you like Arby's?
My wife loves Arby's.
But she likes the chicken sandwich or something stupid like that.
We get the chicken sandwich out of roast beef place, and it tastes better than the chicken sandwich at the chicken places.
Arby's right now. I love Arby's. Yeah. Arby's, I just call it. It gives me the trots, though. Yeah. Jesus Christ is giving me the trots.
And their roast beef is technically roasted, and it's technically beef, but it is not roast beef.
I know, and that's what gives me the Trotskys. Arby's right now is announced upcoming releases of a curly fry and a crinkle fry vodka. Now, they've come out with all the different flavors of, I think they've got like sour apple vodka. There was a run for a while. People were doing all these different flavored vodkas and stuff. But right now, Arby's, I think, is getting a little bit late into the game. But Arby's has long boasted about their scrumptious supply of meats. We've got the meats. They say in their whole chest, excuse me, goddamn. Even their crinkle fries and curly fries have gotten deserved love, and a lot of people swear by the curly fries as being their favorite fries. But now Arby's comes with their own vodka, which doesn't make sense. Why would a fast food restaurant, it's like McDonald's coming out with their own gin. I don't know, but they're doing it.
That's next week.
So today, Arby's is announced an upcoming launch of its limited edition curly fry and crinkle fry vodka. Guess what? I don't know. This potato-based spirit, which is vodka, is potato-based, charcoal filtered and all that, will have the taste of like Arby's delicious crinkle fries or curly fries to be a plus. So I can't imagine, maybe in a Bloody Mary, that would be the only thing. Do you like a Bloody Mary?
I'm not. I don't drink.
You know what
Oh yeah, I know what they are.
So it's like tomato juice.
Lobster and tomato juice.
So maybe the vodka, the French fry flavored vodka, would go well in a tomato or a clamato or whatever that you do in your Bloody Mary.
It has to taste better than a candy cane that tastes like a hot dog. So.
Well, this guy right here, speaking of 1 in 100 million of companies creating their own vodka, this guy right here, Maine is known for lobsters. There's one lobster man who caught a catch of a lifetime. He caught what they call a cotton candy colored lobster. Now, I believe me, Dan, I've seen more pictures of this stupid cotton candy colored lobster than I've seen actual lobster pictures. I'm just going to say that, go out on a limb right now. And here he is. If you want to watch this video, Dan, go to camera, I believe 5. If you want to see this video for every podcast we do, we have a matching video in real time as we talk about it here on the air, and you can see what we're seeing right here on our screen. So here you go, Dan. Let's see. Oh, I got to turn this on so everyone can hear it. Press the button. There we go. And it's going to buffer.
Hey, guys.
Okay, I'm seeing a guy that looks kind of like Uncle Fester with a hooded sweatshirt on, and he's holding this lobster in his hand.
All right, let's hear what he has to say.
It is so rare. There's only 1 in 100 million caught. We caught this right here in Portland, Casco Bay. Just look how beautiful.
What color is it?
Looks like a cotton candy color.
So
like almost a
tomorrow,
pinkish color.
No,
today's
that's
Sunday,
blue.
Happy Fallback Day.
I'm the colorblind guy,
Contact
remember?
Oh.
some of our friends and see where.
Now, my question is, does it taste any different? Are you going to eat that blue colored lobster, or do you let him be?
Yeah, if
Might
he's
be
that
able
rare, I'd let
to
him go back in the water myself.
Deliver this lobster. We're not going to sell it.
Let's see
We're
what.
not going to cook it. This is a beautiful lobster, and we want to preserve it.
So if you preserve enough of these cotton candy lobsters, they're not going to be rare anymore. The sea's going to be nothing but full of these, 1 out of 100 million is going to be 1 in 1 million, and 1 in 50,000, and 1 in 10,000, and 1 in, it's going to be, if they keep putting them, eat that damn thing.
And they don't
eat it.
And they don't tell you this is a half a mile down from the Sherwin-Williams factory.
But if you had, I'm thinking Mr. Moneyback, screw the environment. If I had a cotton candy lobster,
That goes on eBay.
not goes on eBay, I would have it go, let's go back to one. I would sell that lobster to a restaurant. Let's say lobster's $6.99 a pound. That right there would be $150 per pound because of the rarity of it. I know it's not going to taste any different, but just the display of you having that rare lobster and you're eating that rare lobster and you're pooping out that rare lobster, I would charge a little bit more for it. That's just me. If I was a restaurant, that's what I would do.
But what's that lobster weigh? 2-3 pounds?
And that's probably a good 3 to 5 pound, yeah.
Yeah, you sell it. Some people crazy prices people pay on eBay for things. It's nuts.
Yeah, how are you going to get it to them? It's a live animal. I don't think you can sell animals on eBay, can you? Can you?
Yeah, illegally.
Well, yes. Now, speaking of eating things, one more thing here is, Dan, do you like hot dogs?
Yeah, I love hot dogs.
You love hot dogs. I love them too.
But they got to be fried, not boiled.
Maybe the only time I'll get a boiled hot dog is if it's out front of like a hot dog cart. Is the only time I'll get a boiled hot dog. You know what I mean? Because they've been in there for hours.
The place I usually go, Hot Diggity Dog, before the show. I didn't go today because I was going a different route.
Route.
They're all fried.
Fried?
Yeah, and they're good.
When you say fried, like pan fried or dipped in oil fried?
No, they have a grill that they cook them on.
So like a flat iron or whatever. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Well, unfortunately, what doesn't make sense to kids is kids right now think hot dogs are vegetables. And I'm gonna talk about this article, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion of why kids think the hot dogs are vegetables. So many children in the U.S. appear to be extremely hazy on the details of where their food comes from, where they eat it on a daily basis, especially when it comes to meat. Now, in a shocking new research studies have found that children are surprisingly terrible at identifying where their meat comes from. Alarmingly, 40% of children interviewed for this research said that hot dogs come from plants, and about 46% of them said that French fries are some type of animal. A shocking 41% were unable to correctly pinpoint where bacon actually comes from, what animal bacon comes from. So the root of this issue may be what we call referring to like a meat paradox. The fact that children are aware of producing meat products entails animal suffering, but then still endorsing the empathy for, treatment of animals and stuff, but, free the pigs, pass me the bacon type deal, So this is what's happening. The researchers only interviewed 176 children in the U.S. between the ages of 4 and 7 in living in the metropolitan area in the southeast. So what they did is go ahead.
That's below the Mason dumbass line. That's part of it.
I was just going to say. So they only did 176 kids between 4 and 7 and actually picked probably the dumbest town, like you said, below the dumbass line, and said, where does bacon come from? And I don't know.
They said that 30% of the kids can't find the United States on the map, and the other 70% can't find the map. We have a generation of kids. We're doomed.
Well, here's the thing. Now, I can believe now, right? Because some parents, they don't want to teach their kids, or they're teaching their kids. A lot of plant-based stuff is coming out now. So I guarantee you we have more households right now in the United States than 20 years ago that believe in more plant-based meats or products. So when you ask a kid, you want a hot dog? They've been living with these plant-based products, and they think that hot dogs come from plants. Because think about it. There's kids that are being born now that don't know that 9/11 happened. That type of stuff. So they don't believe, they haven't had a real meat hot dog because they haven't been around during when that's all there was. So now in their house, they have all these veggie, and the packages make it all, all the leaves and plants and all the shit on them. So I would believe that if you ask a kid, hot dog, yes, it comes from a plant because that's where we're at right now.
I think they're just dumb. I really do.
It's a combination of the two. All right, because who wants to eat a soybean hot dog? I want lips and assholes. All right, stick around, guys. We got more of the show to get into, and coming up next is Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. 9. Camera 9.
I thought you were speaking German to me.
9.
The way you said it, it's at the German.
Oh, my God. When we come back, I think it's 6.
Yep, I did these Alexa commands at home. Kathy was looking like, what are you doing? And then she goes, that's pretty cool.
Whenever you're ready.
You going to stop making those noises?
You know, yeah. I know. I try to get off the camera or off the microphone to burp.
Oh, did you turn the button on?
Yeah, button's on. I've turned it on for the Blue Lobster stupid thing.
The rock lobster.
Rock lobster. You should have said that.
Never had a lobster in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
For Christmas, our Christmas dinner, only because it's just me and her, and usually me, her, and her dad, we do Christmas Eve dinner at her brother's house or something like that. But Christmas Day dinner, we always get a filet, like there's two, there's prime and there's choice. So we get the prime filet, which, you know, a piece like that, not cooked or anything, is like $50. And we'll get probably about an 8-pound lobster tail, and we'll have filet and lobster for our Christmas meal instead of like people do ham, and we don't need a big ham. We don't need all that. There's just the 3 of us. Well, now it's just the 2 of us. So we'll spend a little bit more money on our dinner, have a real nice, filet. It's surf and turf.
You deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only good meal that we have throughout the year.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy made, she took a stir fry, heated up, put pesto in it, 2 different types of pesto.
She loves that pesto.
Yep. She put 2 different types of pesto. She boiled up some macaroni, the corkscrews, and then she put in 2 tablespoons of hummus, and after she had it all sauteing, getting soft, and then she put the macaronis in. After drained the macaroni, put it in, and stirred it in. Oh,
good?
Excellent! It was good. Yeah.
Where's mine?
Well, I should have taken a picture of it, but it didn't look good. It didn't look appetizing, but it was good.
No,
It tasted
right.
good.
You ready?
We're up to speed?
Yeah. I'm going to do the COVID thing again. Come back to 1, and then I'll hit 6. I'll hit 6 when we switch over to you. You ready? Welcome back to Deacon Live. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have chickens, cattle, horses, goats, ducks, cats, all the shit. We got a lot of animals that need to be fed at crack of dawn.
Now you got the ladybugs to take care of?
Yes, we had the ladybugs as well. And we broadcast from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Make sure you go to the website and find out the actual culprit of the coronavirus pandemic. And now it's time for Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan.
Good afternoon. There's some new Alexa voice commands that allow music to follow you. The latest Alexa update makes it easy to have music, radio, or a podcast like ours follow you from room to room or when stepping out of the house. If you have an echo in the bedroom and one in the kitchen, you could be listening to music in the bedroom and say, Alexa, move my music to the kitchen.
No, don't say it now.
Yeah.
It's going to ruin everyone's Alexa.
Yeah, the audio will automatically transfer from one room to the other. You can also say, Alexa, pause before moving rooms and say, Alexa, resume music here. Or podcast or radio. And I tried it at home last night. We were listening to Hurdy Gurdy Man by Donovan. I just put something. Music was playing.
Big hit, huh?
I paused it and I said, move the music up to the bedroom, and I had to walk up the stairs, and it was in the bedroom.
So do you have to do anything special? I mean, because we have an Echo or Alexa in our bedroom, and we have a Alexa show in the kitchen. So I've named them 2 different things so that one doesn't hear the other one's passcode.
And if one's name gets I think wherever it's playing, if you have a different call name that you call it, like if I was in my office, I'd have to go, hey, Samuel, move the music.
See, I thought when you talk about it follow you is that it would follow your phone. So whatever room you're in, it would play music based on your location. So if you got, like our house, we have 5 bedrooms, and everyone's got a Alexa in it. And if I walk into, bedroom 1, guest bedroom 1, the music would play in there. And then if I move to bedroom 2, it would automatically pick up in there and stop in the other one. But you physically have to tell her.
Yeah, you have to say. And well, I mean, Alexa's Wi-Fi, and it's not really tracking. Well, it's tracking every single thing you do.
Come on, Bill Gates, you can fix that.
But I wanted to say, we listened to Alexa to go to sleep. Kathy was listening to this group called Liquid Mind, and she just, when she goes to bed, she says, Alexa, play music from Liquid Mind, and it's just relaxing.
Is it like trance music? Just
and it's
like what you hear at like a spa when you get your nails and your facial and all that done?
Yes, which I've never done in my lifetime.
I've done it many times.
But it's nothing you hear in an elevator. But it's just relaxing, and you listen to it, and it's probably boring, and helps you sleep better. We usually do that to go to sleep. But that works out well.
What else you got?
There's a company called Starship Technologies, and they delivered 30 autonomous robots for food service for South Dakota University. They've also worked in other universities, and they deliver from 3 campus vendors, Grillworks, Papa John's, and Starbucks, and they're going to add additional locations. And they said in many ways college is the perfect test bed for deliveries. Students tend to live well within the 30-minute delivery radius, and they said they're already breaking records for what they're doing. And I watched a video of it, and these are round canisters, probably 18 inches round. They have 6 wheels, and it says Starship on it. And you get an app on your phone. You order what food you want, and you pick a pinpoint on the map, and you tell them where you want to deliver it to, and they'll send you a notice when it's coming, when they leave, and what your ETA is.
I would be out on the streets knocking those things over left and right.
Yeah,
and robbing them.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of robbing them too. How you'd have to do that, or just steal the whole unit. I'm sure they have some kind of tracker on it. And
I'm sure. Busted. I would just take a mallet, crack it open like a friggin' surprise, and then get my hamburger and cheeseburger out of there and take off running.
Yeah, and you put your phone over the it scans a barcode and it will open up and hand you your food. I like robots, so it's
Thank you,
kind of
Dan.
Yeah.
Here is your hot dog sandwich. What else you got?
And another thing, Windows 10 or Windows 11 have a guard mode. It's like a cheat code that grants you more control over your PC.
I still don't understand this.
Well, okay. Normally you have to go into your control panel, then find mouse, and then find the mouse settings. And sometimes you have to go 3 or 4 or 5 clicks to get what you're looking for.
Okay.
Your taskbar, your notifications.
Okay.
And what this does is put all the settings that you're going to have in your computer into one folder. So you can just scroll down to find, it's quicker.
Here's the thing, Dan. Yeah. Is it something that we need or it's something we can do? How often am I getting in there and actually fixing the settings on my mouse? Other than I can't tell if the battery's dead on my mouse or not, so I physically have to go.
It's not for everyone, but it's kind of, if you,
How does it benefit me, Dan?
If you could use it and you could
explain it. I'm giving you a hard time, but it's okay. You're taking it well. Explain it to me as far as what we do here in the studio. How would that benefit me as far as what goes in that folder that I would have to use, that I could use?
You may have a problem with something working, and you said, gee, I want to change my settings and make it darker, or change, this isn't working straight. I want to just change a little fit. It's tweaking. It's not for everyone, but it's, it's like a 24-digit folder. You just create a folder on your desktop, rename it. You can type God mode or whatever you want, and then type a bunch of other letters.
What are the letters?
ED 7B A 470.
Everyone write this down real quick.
Well, why don't we put a link on the site and everyone can go there? But all you have to do is copy that code and then go to create a new folder on your desktop, name it that name, and you click into it, and it's done.
And it does it fills it in automatically with shit you didn't even know you had on your computer.
Yeah, it's got settings that you can't find in your control panel. And
the only one I will admit, Dan, is the microphone and the volume, because we record analog, or we broadcast analog, but everything goes into a digital system. And sometimes the microphones, we've got, I think, 7-8 microphones plus the camera microphones, and I constantly have to, if the computer shuts down or reboots and everything, it knocks all my microphones off, and I have to go back in and assign each one to each,
Yeah, and there's little settings. Some people like poking around, but it's something that's easy to do. I found it on lifehacker.com. You can just do search for God mode on Google, and it pops up. But it doesn't require any real
Technology.
Technology, any technology for someone to,
You mean
for
one of
someone to
those
use it.
176 kids that they interview can't identify a hot dog could do it?
If the kid could find the computer. Yeah, they could. No, those kids can find the computer. They're good
Right.
about that. So.
What else you got? Anything else?
No, I mean, I've been busy with computer jobs. Nothing,
good.
Nothing crazy, but just a lot of stuff. So
Well,
which is
good. It's always good to stay busy. And the guardhouse is doing all right? They figured all that out?
Yeah, the office
This is
had
the
a
worst thing.
The office had a problem, and CenturyLink was there, and the CenturyLink guy had no idea
You
what
could
to do
retire.
with the settings.
You could retire off all the work they give you over there, Dan. All you would have to do is just once a month going, you know what? I need to make a car payment or something.
Yeah.
Just go over there and kind of flick one of the cameras and go, oh, that's me.
Yeah, is that like when the dentist says, you're going to need a root canal because I got a pain to come up?
I
on
got
my
a vacation.
insurance?
I got to
Yeah.
take the kids to Aruba or
Yeah,
something.
I need fuel for my jet.
All right, guys, stick around. Hey, have you ever bought an animal and it turned out not to be what you thought it was? Well, this family did, and it was killing all their livestock and everything. We'll get into that when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Camera 9.
Color management, you can change your web credentials. It just gives all. If you go devices, you know how if you have to go in, you have to settings, control devices. You can add a printer. You can
All
change
right.
windows to go.
I can see that if you did it on the deal. That would be helpful if you were sharing a computer with someone or desktop with someone, like in an office or building.
Yep. If you want to show or hide file extensions,
Neutered and spayed.
tell them they're going to be tutored. Otherwise, they won't get in the car.
Well, we got one of those stupid cat boxes.
Now, I think with dogs, you're supposed to let them have a litter first before you.
No.
I heard with dogs, you're supposed to have one litter first, then do it. So.
Well, both of ours, you have to get it done after their first heat. You have to wait till their first heat
Okay.
and then get it done.
A real plus.
Are you ready?
One.
Yeah, come back with one. Welcome back, guys. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Don't blame the Democrats or Republicans. Don't blame Trump or Biden for the mess that we're all in. Go over to COVIDSapien.com and they'll explain everything, who's to blame. And I got some stickers from them. Right over there, Dan, see them?
Oh, yeah.
China's official vicious infectious disease is what COVID stands for. So you can get a little bit more information over there. And I got these stickers from over there as well, just to kind of show them off. You can get hats and masks and T-shirts and polos and sweats. That's COVIDSapien.com. All right, Dan, we were talking about, I've got 2 cats that are going to go get tutored. Is that what you said I should say?
Yeah, tell the cats they're being tutored. If you say neutered, they won't get in the car.
Well, our cats, I think I don't know what age they are. I think they have to be at least over 12 weeks or 14 weeks or something like that.
Do they have to show an ID?
I'm not sure. But the thing is, we got them from we adopted them. We not rescued them, adopted them from the Humane Society. And part of the $125 adoption fee is they get their first round of vaccinations for free. And they also, when you're ready, they will do the tutoring for either free or discounted price. I think it's included in the price. So
The people at the Humane Society, they're humanitarians, right?
I believe so.
So they eat humans, like vegetarians eat vegetables.
I don't think that's how it works, Dan. They're for human rights.
Oh, I'm like a 4th grader now with these kids that think hot dog's a vegetable.
No, you're just an idiot. That's all it is.
With a capital I.
Now, this guy right here is, well, somewhat of an idiot. This YouTuber builds an elevator for his senior cat who can't climb up and down the stairs. It's the greatest day of his life. This video right here, now for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. You can go see this video. Go to prophetradio.com, click on the Deacon Live section, and make sure you like us and follow us and share all this stuff. So YouTube sensation has over 1.86 million subscribers, has built an elevator for this aging cat who's 20 years old.
That's a good age for a
That
cat.
is an
yeah.
old age. So here he is, and he goes through how he cuts the wood and does all that stuff. I'm going to get to the guts of it here. So there's his cat. Hold on.
He's 20 years old now, which for a cat is like
Look at him.
Dumbledore Gandalf territory.
This is
And
a horrible
despite his
video, by the way.
anxiousness, he still
Oh, go to
insists
5,
on
please.
hobbling down these stairs every day.
So he goes up and down these stairs, and he likes to go lay out by the pool. Now this is over across the pond, as they say, and it's going to show him how he creates this lifting stuff. So he's got this track that goes up and down probably, 7-8 steps or something like that?
Yeah, and it's what he's got is a ramp that goes along the top of the steps. So you got a 45-degree angle ramp. It looks like he's screwed down some metal tracks that maybe that the board can slide in.
And he's got almost like a mechanical winch on the top. So he has a control, so he can, it's got a cable on the front of it. So he's built this box. Now here's the box, Dan. Here's the prime thing. So there's this cat. You see him?
Yeah.
He's laying in the box, so he can access the box from the top step.
It looks like a gondola if you're coming down from the ski slopes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there he goes. Cat's going down. Now, can you...
What do you reckon,
It's going down.
buddy?
Oh, he's got a cable on it so that it's going
What do you
slowly
think,
down the
buddy?
stairs.
Was that fun?
Now, what is he going to do? The cat is 20 years old. He's at the bottom of this step with this big, huge box around him. He can't get out.
Yeah, he's got a 3-sided box, but he can probably get out and pick up the cat, though.
Yeah, which you don't see. So that kind of... Well, anyways.
And off he goes. Good boy.
He wants to go
my
lay in the
God, this is
sun.
the greatest day of my life.
I think he's
Well, if you
pinching a
ask
loaf
me,
right
my
there.
friends, that
The guy trips on the
is
stairs.
a great success.
So then 10 minutes later,
He's
the cat
coming
wants to
back
come
up.
back.
Frodo, here.
So he's got to go get the cat and put it back in the box.
Yes. Harry.
You want to impress me, Dan?
Yeah.
Make it to where when the cat is in the box, it triggers something to where it'll go the opposite of where the position that it's at.
Yeah,
And then when the cat gets out of the box, it'll sit there, and then the cat will get back in the box, and all of a sudden pull
Yeah.
it right back up to the top.
a couple, because the cat will learn, and they have a couple buttons that you press on. It would make it, but it's actually, pretty.
No, just put a
basic
pressure.
design.
Just put a pressure pad in the box or pressure sensor in the box. It realizes when the cat's in the box, it's got to reverse and do the opposite direction of opposite position that it's in. You know what I mean?
Or you could also have sensors like you have for the hand towels. When as soon as they step in,
We're getting a little out of control on that one. But yeah, so he built this thing for us, and it's getting all these different views and stuff. 20-year-old cat is more impressive than the damn elevator that he's got there.
Hey, it's not causing trouble when he's doing that. So.
Now, you had a dog, Dan, at one time. What was her name?
Katie.
Katie was her name.
It was a black lab. I'm colorblind, but I know she was black. They told me.
And how long did you have Katie?
We had her for 12 years.
So that's a pretty good life cycle on her.
Yeah, and she was great for us. We were blessed to have her, but we had 45 acres in Vermont. You open up the door, she ran out wherever she wanted. 4 acres in Massachusetts. Then we took her to California. She rode back and cross country with us both ways. She's been in the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean.
Didn't you say you used to give her like Benadryl or something when she panicked in the car?
Yeah, she did not like driving in the car. So when we went cross country, we gave her like just a half a Benadryl, and that just calmed her down just enough because the vet said don't give her these medicines for driving, and they don't need that much. So just took the edge off.
Well, Zola, a Labrador Retriever, gave birth to 10 puppies in a rare litter of every color of the rainbow for Labrador Retrievers. The litter contained a black one, a yellow one, and a brown chocolate lab.
And those are all the colors in my rainbow.
So if you look, which is very rare, normally it would be 50-50. It would be either brown or golden or whatever. She gave birth to 10 and had every color of the rainbow for Labradors. So take this right here, Dan.
Yeah, a Labrador has given birth to an extremely rare mix of pure yellow, chocolate, and black puppies in the same litter. Black Labrador Retriever named Zola 4 delivered 10 puppies who are a mixture of 3 different colors, only seen on a handful of occasions before. And the owners began breeding labs in 2006, and over the years they bred a mixture of yellow, chocolate, and black labs, and decided to strategically mix dog DNA to produce a litter of all 3. Okay, so this is a little genetic
Yeah, so
engineering.
they kind of, and here they are. Look at them, how cute they are. But I mean, that's kind of, they're playing God, trying to get the the best. They're going to get a lot of money for all these things.
Oh, yeah, and it's interesting. And now labs, our labs are great. I love Katie. So
Now, this family in Peru didn't get so lucky when they got their animal for the first time. A family discovers the puppy they bought is a fox after the pet starts attacking all its farm animals. They named the dog Run Run. Seemed like a typical puppy, but as he grew up, the animal's appearance and attractions or actions actually made it clear that it was really a fox instead of a dog. A family in Lima, Peru, got outfoxed, by an animal being sold as a dog. The Soleto family, am I saying that right?
Yeah, Soleto.
Soleto family bought what they thought was a puppy and named it Run Run from a small shop in Lima. Well, what's happening is people are going out and killing the mom and dad of animals and selling their quote unquote puppies and illegally. So Run Run, as it got older, started attacking ducks and chickens and just was like, this is not a dog. This is not dog behavior. Officials say, let's do this right here. Take that, Dan.
Okay, officials from the Servicio Nacional Forest, they're currently searching for the fox so they can move Run Run to a wildlife shelter. Traffic in wildlife brings these consequences, said the veterinarian. And that's what caused the mistake in the many. They kill the parents, and these juveniles are illegally traded in informal markets.
Now, animal wildlife is illegal to own. It's illegal to own them, and it happens usually about 125 times per year. And the punishment for trafficking these illegal animals is up to 5 years in prison. I don't know if I want to be in a prison in Lima, Peru.
No.
I would say no way. Now, a lot of people are saying no way or oh my God, actually. Yeah. People are finding out when you actually have a pet, Dan, that it costs so much money. It's not just giving them food and water and then letting them go. People are now finding out that they're being shocked at the sticker price of the actual maintenance of an animal.
Well, we have somebody that's paying my wife 5 days a week to go over to feed their stray cat. She feeds their stray cat, empties the litter, lets her out, sits out with the cat.
It's not
on
a
the
stray
porch
cat
for a
if
while.
she's emptying the litter.
Well, it's a stray cat they found, and it belongs to their neighbor, and they don't want the cat to get out and get back to the neighbors.
40% of pet parents say that caring for a pet is costly as raising a kid. So a survey was taken of dog and cat owners and found out that pet parents are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on their furry friends each year. Well, duh. Most pet owners spare no expense when it comes to the furry family members. The average pet owner spends about $4,500 on their pet's needs every year, according to a new research, which is, 2 in 5 pet parents agreed that having a pet, just as is no more anymore. The expense of it raising as a child, it's just phenomenal as far as what they're spending. 61% that having a pet is more costly than they initially thought. So basically, I'm going to get a dog, I'm going to rescue the dog, and then that's going to be it. And then you realize...
Does it cost you that much for your dogs? I mean, I think these are people buying science diet products. They're buying, they're taking it to be groomed and the nails done every 2 weeks.
Well, we have bulldogs.
Yeah.
And bulldogs, just by their genetics, are horrible... they've got horrible bone structure because they've been, breeded so many times to be that look. They have horrible breathing problems. They have horrible sometimes with their feet.
They drool?
The wrinkles, no, the drool's no problem. But their wrinkles themselves, their feet get what they essentially is athlete's foot. And you literally have to buy this special stuff to wipe their feet and do all this stuff and wipe the wrinkles out and, breathing and all the other stuff. And especially if you want to breed bulldogs themselves can't pass the babies through their baby hole. You have to do cesareans on them.
Have your dogs asked you that they want a new iPhone or they want an iPad or they want the uniform and the gym and all? I still think kids are way more expensive.
Kids are way more expensive, but they're also more self-reliant. They can take care of themselves. They can somewhat feed themselves, but you got to buy the food. The kids aren't buying the food.
I had a nephew that learned to cook when he was 3 years old because his mother would forget. She'd forget to feed him because she was just that numb.
All right, when we come back, a guy is getting ready to retire and goes on a trip of a lifetime, and it doesn't end up the way you think it would. Stick around. You're listening to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Did you hear about,
9. 9.
Did you hear about the guy that was he has a bucket list, he's terminally ill, and one of the things he wanted to do was moon one of the traffic cameras?
Oh,
and
right.
The cops beat the crap out of him.
Just saying. So we'd lose 9 planes a day. That's horrible. Okay, I'm going to talk about that.
No.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, camera 1.
Now I'm really ready.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Check them out over at COVIDSapien.com. Get your gear and support them. It's a peaceful support and peaceful protest all in the same sentence. And over to my peaceful person himself is IT Dan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm just counting down the time till I get back in my purple mattress tonight. I'm getting closer every minute.
You said something during the break about if the COVID success rate is 99.8%, right? Is that what you're saying?
99.8% chance that you're not going to die. That
you're not going to die from it. And then you brought up some ridiculous math,
well,
whatever the math.
I read somewhere.
You said 45,000 planes are in the air at any given time here per day.
Yeah.
And then you said if you applied that same ratio to the planes, that means 9 planes would fall out of the air every day.
Yeah.
And I said, that's fine. That's only 9 planes. And then you go, well, what about all the people on the plane? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You didn't say the people. You just said the planes. So if you had 45,000 planes in the air and only 9 fell out every day, I'm okay with that. The other ones are still going. But you're adding a human character on that. You're adding.
That's just something I read somewhere, and it was the math. So that's why we discuss things.
I understand what you were saying, but I mean, you can't put planes. You can't put people in the planes.
Yeah.
You're just talking planes. That's all you're talking about.
Well, my friend always says, well, statistically, only so many people, get bitten by sharks, and which is good, unless you're the person that's bitten by the shark.
Right. So the chances are still slim to none on that. Now, slim to none, Dan, have you bought me my Christmas present yet?
Kathy's out shopping today.
Is she? Well, she has to go over to Kenya if she's going to get me the gift that I really want. And you say, why Kenya? And you say,
Kenya?
And you say, why Kenya? I say because coming up this November, in a couple days, the November 17th through the 22nd, the Kenya Airport Authority is urging its airports to get rid of all these abandoned planes that are no longer in use. So years of the Nairobi Geronimo Canada, Nairobi Wilson, Mambo Basa, Loki Chogokoa airports. Those 4 airports over there in Kenya have all these planes sitting around. About 70 planes are up for grabs for auction, and they start as low as $900.
You know what I think would be really cool?
What?
Getting a plane like that and doing it over and make it into a house. I think that would be cool. People do. I've seen people do it with, box cars.
I've seen them do it with school buses,
with trains, school buses. They do it with those containers.
So
that would be cool.
So $900 is the deposit, and they usually start at about $2,500. This is U.S. currency now. Yeah. The only thing is there's a couple stipulations. One, you have to get it out of there. You have to haul it out themselves. Now you say, well, how am I going to haul this plane out? Well, they all work. Every single one of these planes work. Some of them are from the Somalia Air Force, and they've served in European military forces. So I don't know if they're loaded with weapons. I doubt they are. But, I mean, they're still somewhat airworthy.
Some of them got to have drugs in them, hidden in them somewhere.
You would think. So now, and if you don't get the plane out of there past the whatever time you're allowed to get the plane out, they charge you a $90 a day fee for storing the plane there. I think $90 a day is pretty low to store an airplane on an airport.
Yeah, and
my storage, my self-storage storage, I think is $115 a month.
Now, if you got, let's say you got somebody that was going to fly it back for you, you're probably figuring a plane like that's not going to fly a commercial plane. You're probably figuring 24 hours travel time in a slower plane.
Yeah, sure. And you probably have to stop and fuel it and stop and fuel it. So $2,500 to get the plane, and then probably what you'd say maybe $50,000 to get the plane here. By the time you pay for, like I said, fuel, the pilot, airtime, landing and all that stuff. So that's what I want, Dan. You gonna buy me one?
I'm checking into it. I don't never say never.
Now, never say never is this gentleman right here. Now, I guess in France, when you retire, they call you a pensioner. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's the term they use.
Well, a pensioner, I'm just going to call him retiree because that's what we talk about here. This retiree, damn it, sorry. This retiree, his buddies and stuff threw him the best going away party or best going away present that he could get. A 64-year-old French retiree was recently peer pressured into flying in a fighter jet to celebrate his retirement. The man was so nervous, he didn't want to go on this flight, and they said to him, No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're just going to go up. We'll do a barrel roll, and then the plane will land. You'll get out, and we'll give you big hugs and kisses. Well, when you get on a fighter plane, even the pilots themselves, they have to go through a 10-day medical test treatment to make sure that,
Oh, the pressure they putting on the body, the G-force, everything?
because, the planes get up to, what is it, Mach 2, Mach 3, whatever the G-forces are, and they want to make sure that your body takes this in consideration. So they told the guy, we're not doing any G-forces or anything, but they didn't tell the pilot. So the guy gets on there, they waive the whole medical thing, the guy gets in the plane, pilot does his, Tom Cruise spin and cut and turn and leveled out and hit.
That bothers me just watching it on TV. Never mind being in the plane.
He hit a negative, I think it's a negative, 0.6 Gs, and the guy started freaking out. Now, you know what Tom Cruise plane looks like. So you got a pilot up front, you got Goose in the back.
Yeah.
Goose is the retiree. So he freaked out. He grabs a hold of just something around him to keep himself steady in the plane. Yeah. Guess what he grabbed?
Not the ejector button.
He grabbed the ejector button and shot him right out of the plane.
So he ejaculated right out of the plane. That's
he
crazy.
did. Yeah. So you say, okay, well, what happens now? Well, now you've got the pilot flying this plane without a dome on him. So he's trying to, he's got birds birds and shit hitting his face and whatnot. But you're like, okay, well, that's fine.
Did he land okay?
He landed just fine, but the guy who flew off into the air didn't have his helmet on all the way. So his helmet flew off, and he's dangling around in the air. Everyone's fine. The plane landed fine. The pilot's fine. Couple cuts and bruises on his face from just bringing the plane in, and the retiree says, "I'm never fucking doing that shit again. I could have died.
Yeah,
I could have died."
A great story to tell. I mean, if you just went up on a plane and got sick and threw up or got sick, I mean, that's a great story to tell everybody.
Now, here's a great story. Is this guy at Amazon? I don't know if you've seen this video before. Dan, I'm gonna have to take a pause real quick. Hold on one sec. Amy's calling me.
I went to 9. I'm going to take a leak.
Oh. So the guy walks out. Here come two grown men walking down the steps from something above a garage. So a guy walks up, and here comes two grown men from an apartment above a garage.
Oh, yeah. That looks... Yeah, I'm never going to that guy. There's Neil and Bob. Yeah.
Oh. Here I am. Now that's really, really weird. He probably heard us talking about two grown men, and I see him walking around. I can see him on the camera here, walking around on the garage. All right, where did we leave him off? Did we switch cameras? Did we stop?
I put it on 9.
Okay. You can go back to 1.
My headphones aren't working. Finished it.
All right. Amazon worker. All right, where did I leave off? I forgot where I left
You
off.
just started to talk about Amazon.
Okay, so this Amazon worker, he was filmed in Florida. Leave it to Florida, right? He was filmed in Florida. Now, you know what the Amazon vans look like.
I've seen them come to my house.
So, and then there's people that come to our house that have like their own vehicles and they deliver for.
Someone came in a Mercedes the other day.
There's no mistaking that this is an actual Amazon van.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, we'll refresh yourself. He was recorded. Let's see if I can do the walking up and down those steps, Dan. Whew. So he was recorded in a neighborhood, probably in Miami. This looks like Miami. His van's parked on the side of the road or on the side of a neighborhood, and this person gets out of the back of it. I'm not going to put the volume on because it's a horrible song. So there he is. There's the Amazon guy. Oh, let's go to 4. And for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. You can see this in real time as we're talking about. So you saw what happened, right? So the girl gets out of the back of the Amazon van. Now, did she look?
She looked like a lady of the night.
So Amazon actually ended up firing that guy. Now, at least that's the excuse that he's getting, is that he had been dropping off packages during work hours, and this all occurred this past October in Florida. The woman left the van in a black dress, and no shoes on in a company truck that was frequented. So here's the guy telling you on, you ready for this?
Tim.
He's explaining what actually happened, why he got fired. And listen to how he defends himself. You ready? Here we go.
Oh, the women in the video, that's my partner. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like I know her personally. You know what I'm saying?
And for what reason was she in the back of the ambulance?
Can you explain what this guy looks like, by the way? Just so
he looks like Bob Marley or something. Long dreadlocks.
He's got a couple blue ones in there, a couple all twisted up. I think his whole bottom row of teeth are all gold. So
he's got his priorities straight.
So he's the guy interviewing him says, "Tell us what was going on in the back of the truck." So this is his answer.
See, I was doing my job, just like, you know what I'm saying, Amazon. I was delivering packages. She was back there. We wasn't really doing. See, everybody missed the script in the video. You know what I'm saying? Rent is high in town for everything. Just
so he's going from rent is high in town for everything.
High. You know what I'm saying? I just making ends meet, basically. If you get what I'm saying.
He was making some end meet. His end meet in her.
I felt like losing my job was the most that they could honestly do for me. There was no packages reported missing. Nothing was reported stolen. You know what I'm saying? It was just the incident just went viral. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what cost me my job. The incident going viral. Like, if y'all could get reports, y'all see that wasn't nothing stolen, wasn't nothing.
So he's
justifying it.
He's not justifying. He's like, look, I was doing my job. I'm a good worker. No packages are being stolen. She didn't come in there to steal packages. I deliver my packages. Everything's good.
I didn't have a monkey in the van. You know.
What's the difference if I quote unquote have lunch with a friend in my vehicle? Now, I work for a trucking company for many years, and I know that sometimes if a husband is in town somewhere, but he's got I'm going to use this term very loosely, a load to drop off somewhere, that the wife will come up and have lunch with the driver when he's in town. And there's another, on the flip coin of this, I know that there's over-the-road drivers that used to come to our warehouse docks, and he would call his girlfriends, we called him Big Nasty. Yeah. He was a big, huge, like 400-pound fat black guy, and he even said, "Hey, I'm Big Nasty." So I'm not really giving him a name. That's his name. And sure enough, this girl would show up at the side of his truck, sitting out there in the yard, waiting to get unloaded. And he would you'd see the truck, the cab, just kind of rocking because he's a big guy. Yeah. And then she'd get in the car and she'd drive off.
Well, if it's your own truck and your own contracting, but when you're driving an Amazon vehicle, I'm sure safety-wise, insurance-wise, there's 100 different reasons why.
So Dan, if you went on a lunch break and you live close enough to Home Depot and you went home for lunch and had a little side action with Kathy at home and then came back to work.
Was I in Home Depot's truck? If you're on your lunch break.
Right.
Yeah.
What if he was on his lunch break?
It's still Amazon's vehicle. Insurance-wise, driving down the road, I'm sure that's one of the stipulations in your contract.
So if his contract says you are not allowed to have any unapproved personnel in this vehicle, then yes, that's why he should have been fired. He had videotape, whether they were playing pinochle in the back or they were playing, touchy-feely, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you're driving him to the hospital in the back of the truck, it's still,
So I think that's where the whole thing was being missed. He thinks because he went viral, because he had this woman in the back of his car. Yeah. Yes.
That contributed to it, but you still did the wrong thing.
You did the wrong thing. Now, this gentleman right here did the wrong thing and paid for it with almost his life. 29-year-old upstate New York man covered himself. Oh, shut up. This thing here. Covered himself. What camera are we on? I forgot where we're at now. There, we're on the right one. A 29-year-old upstate New York man covered himself in hand sanitizer, was arrested by the police after he stormed into the police. Well, hold on, I'm messing all this up. So Jason Jones had entered the Village of the Catskills Police Department last week and got into a confrontation with the officers. The police told on the paper that Jones, who was known to them previously encounters, appeared intoxicated, and the officers had to use a taser to subdue him. Well, the problem is when they tased him, he burst into flames. Now, not knowingly, the police officers not knowing that he covered himself in hand sanitizers. They didn't see him do it. They figured out that when they tased him, he burst into flames.
I've got to stop doing that because I do that all the time. Hand sanitizer all over my arms, legs, everything.
Take that right there.
Jones is in intensive care at Upstate University Hospital in Syracuse. People in the matter told the paper this condition is grave. it's under
It's still
investigation by
under-
the district attorneys, but I don't understand why he'd pour the sanitizer all over himself. That's just how drunk do you have to be?
Well, I know in jail, not from personal experience, but if you get into a fight or you're taunting the COs, the correction officers, people will cover themselves in shit because it makes them slippery. You can't grab a hold of the person and, spit out like a freaking wet banana. So he probably put hand sanitizer on him for whatever reason. I mean, we do a lot of stupid stuff when we're drunk, Dan.
Yeah. One of the things I saw was good. A guy was drunk, and he was, and before he did the breathalyzer test, he ate his own underwear, hoping that would absorb some of the alcohol. So.
People do the craziest things. All right, we got one more segment, and then we'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
I've done crazy things. A friend of mine poured gasoline all over himself. He wasn't drunk, but he was with a woman that, and her perfume smelled really bad. And he went to the gas station and got gas all over his clothes and came in and told his wife that his car broke down and stuff. Didn't get caught.
Oh, he used it to cover up her perfume.
Yeah.
You ready? Back to one?
That's going to be the name of the show. Back to one.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Don't blame the Democrats or the Republican for this virus, Trump or Biden. Blame the actual culprit for the widespread of this pandemic. For more information, go to COVIDSapien.com for more information, and you can get your COVID Sapien gear like I have here. I got some magnets and stuff. T-shirt's coming. I think sometime I'm going to get that T-shirt. And over my far right-hand side, my very own T-shirt is IT Dan.
Yes, my own Assassin's Creed T-shirt.
And someone made that for you?
Yeah, someone in our development, his girlfriend made it for me. So.
Nice. It looks good.
I found the picture of it with all the different Assassin's Creeds. I got to get one of those official ones when you see a bargain coming up.
Okay. Now, speaking of bargain, Dan, it's getting close to the holiday times, and you do computer jobs to make, side hustles and stuff like that. There's a lot more out there for you to do. We talked about, what was it, $1,000 to watch sci-fi movies, $9,000 to watch the Simpsons movies or the Simpsons shows. I think that one time during Halloween, there was, watch 13 Halloween movies. Everyone's giving you money to do all these weird and crazy things. Now, this one, Dan, do you know what a Hellcat is?
Yeah, it's one of those fancy sports Dodge cars.
It's Mopar, baby. Yeah. If don't ever discount a Mopar guy. Do you know any Mopar people out there?
Well, I mean, I love my Chevy truck now, but I had a Dodge Charger with a 426 Hemi when I was a kid, and just too fast. I mean.
So Dodge right now will pay someone $150,000 to drive the Hellcat muscle car for 1 year. All you have to do is drive it, Dan. All you have to do is show up in this brand new car, the Dodge Hellcat. Dodge is putting the pedal to the metal as it drives towards the first all-electric muscle car. Now, we talked about the muscle truck, or not the muscle truck, but a full-size truck that was electric, and I said it was going to be like when a drill, your lithium battery on the drill, it gets to a certain point and it just kind of goes, and it doesn't want to do anything. They're saying Dodge right now is going to release this Dodge Hellcat. They're hiring what they call a chief donut maker. Get it? Because donuts and and pay them $150,000 a year to drive this Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat and be an ambassador for the brand. And you have to, show up to like live events. You have to travel over the world. They also are promoting what they call a 25/8 promotion, which works harder than the 24/7 that's out there now.
Oh, like giving 110%, which doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. No. So they're saying that the Dodge Charger works 25/8 as to the 24/7 that's out there right now. So if you want to go to, let's see, more information about the chief donut maker is coming this January. And Dodge promises to make one last product or enthusiastic related announcement every 3 months for the next 2 years until this actually goes out in 2024. So you're looking at 2024 for this thing right here. Now it says, what's the The new catalog for the here. Take all this technical stuff right here.
Yeah, Direct Connection is a reboot of a brand that first created in 1974 and later became Mopar Performance Parts. The new catalog will run the gamut from factory-warranted tuning kits that can boost the power of a Hellcat V8 by 100 horsepower or more to full Dodge Challenger bodies to drag racing build, and the Mopar Performance Parts brand will sunset with the advent of Direct Connection, while Mopar will continue to use the Jeep Performance Parts name. So that's marketing right now.
Yeah, so if you want to make $150,000, keep an eye out. Check out the Dodge website, and they'll pay you $150,000 a year to drive that Hellcat.
I look at things with all that horsepower, and I have my Kia that's got almost 300,000 miles, original shocks and struts, and it rides like a bucket of bolts, and I still do 65 around corners and stuff with it. I can imagine what I do on something that rode smooth, and I'd be doing 90 everywhere. So,
I'm not a big muscle car guy. I mean, I can appreciate them. Yeah. My dad had one growing up, and he would say you would hit the floor. Yeah. You couldn't keep tires on his car. He had I think a 62, 64 Mustang. I forget the engine mounts and all that, 275, 3, whatever. I know all our listeners out there.
You know what's the great thing? You didn't buy them. You bought parts and you put them in yourself. You put your own headers on. You crawled underneath the car. We had tripods in our yard in that nice neighborhood, and that was you built them yourself. That was the great thing about it.
So right now, Massachusetts towns are offering snowplowers drivers up to $310 an hour to drive snowplows. $310 an hour, Dan. We got to go get our CDL license and head up to Massachusetts.
I used to drive a sander.
What's a sander?
That would be the truck. We wouldn't have a plow on it. You'd fill it up with salt and sand.
The brine,
and it would be, and you'd put that. It wasn't wet. It was chemicals that they'd load up a pile of sand with salt in it.
Okay.
Dump it in the back of your truck, and you'd ride down, and you had a spreader, and you'd go along the highway, and we'd do the ramps on Route 2, which was almost a 45-degree hill. But I was driving that truck, and we were getting $5 an hour under the table.
Under the table, even?
Yeah, it was under the table. And the last time I talked to my boss, he was getting about $120 an hour from the state for his trucks. And the reason he did it, you all during the season, you get paid from when you start. If you start in October, you don't get paid until September.
Oh.
And a lot of small guys can't afford to pay for the gas for the truck, afford to pay for somebody to drive.
So there was a lot of out-of-pocket up front that you had to cover, and then...
Yeah, and which works out good for him because he had all that money. It didn't bother him, and he just had to wait till September to get it.
Yeah, he was getting $125 an hour for his trucks.
Yeah, and he said if they paid everybody every month or every 2 months, he probably would be getting $70. There'd be so much competition, but nobody bets him.
So
$310 an hour.
So right now... In Massachusetts, towns are offering snowplow drivers up to $310 an hour. Officials are worried that the national driver shortage can cause school delays and road closures, so basically shutting the whole entire infrastructure down. Considering that you bring your own truck and stay up late all night and have to be prepared and the truck has to be running, I think it's a pretty reasonable amount for, $310 an hour. Now, here's the thing. If you can't start until December 1st, and you can't work anymore. What did I read here? Hold on. Anyway, I'll get back to that here in a second. So right here, Dan.
Yeah, snowplow drivers licensed to operate commercial vehicles such as construction loaders will make the most come storm season. Contractors and construction companies have supplied snowplow drivers and equipment to towns in the past that are competing for workers with CDLs among the truck driver shortage. Watertown, which is a small suburb, I used to work there and drove through there, 20 minutes out of is offering hourly wages ranging from $86 to $310, depending on the type of equipment used. The hourly salary for a snow melter is listed at a whopping $5,500, but the required machine costs up to $3 million. I've never seen a snow melter.
I guess
I've seen all different types of things.
I would imagine it would be kind of like if you ever watch NASCAR and there's a rain delay. Yeah. It's probably that type of machine that goes by and dries the racetrack. Yeah. Just reverse, probably with heat or something like that.
But from living there, I know if you melt it, it's going to run, it's going to turn into water, and then it's going to get cold and freeze, and you're going to go from having snow to having ice, which is worse.
Well, maybe it melts it and actually blows it off the road at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's look at it that way, because it's got to be $3 million.
Yeah.
No, you want the 110,000, that just melts the ice.
This is just like a huge hairdryer and stuff like that.
So other towns are offering almost comparable prices. $85 an hour for a pickup truck with snow plows, $155 an hour for wheel loaders and drivers, 12-foot plows and stuff. Cape Cod sandwich lists the hourly rates between $135 an hour, so on and so forth. So if you want to make some money and you've got your CDL license, you can go up to Massachusetts during the holidays and be a snowplow driver.
Yep. And we were in Vermont for 12 years. We had 2 drivers, 2 guys that drove pickup trucks. They did all the roads in town. Not only did that, they would decide when the school was open and when the school was closed. Not somebody sitting in their living room going, oh, look, I see snowflakes out the window. I'm going to close. We closed one day because there was an ice storm and there were electric lines down everywhere. So
now, there is, whoops, why did I hit that?
Don't do that again.
I don't want that. Now, there's a book that came out in 2005. It was called Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition. Now, whoever wrote this book, parents right now thought it was cute and everything, and they are now probably cussing up a storm because of this whole Shelf on the Elf. Dan, are you familiar with Shelf on the Elf?
No, I've never heard of it before.
So essentially what happens is there's a book about an elf that throughout the night he runs around your house and does mischievous things. He tips over a lamp or knocks this over or eats the dog food or something stupid. And when you wake up in the morning, he becomes like Toy Story. Everyone's not animated anymore. They're just like stuck in their position. So it was a burden for the parents to do this every night in December up until Christmas. The Shelf and the Elf, you don't want to be the Shelf and the Elf being bad. You want to be good. So this is teaching the kids to be good, I guess. I don't know. I've never read the story. I'm just talking about what I've seen. But parents, that's like having Santa Claus come down the stair or come down the thing every night. You physically have to set up this Shelf on the Elf to do something mischievous around the house for 25 nights. What if you don't want to do it? And then you got to explain to little Timmy, who thinks hot dogs are friggin' plants, that, the Shelf and the Elf, he's not doing it today. Well, a judge has reached out and actually created a, let's see, what is this called? Order banishing Elf on the Shelves in Cobb County. So this is all done tongue-in-cheek, but this helps the families or parents that are like going, look, here's a court order that says that we are banning the Shelf and the Elf in the system here. So here you go.
Okay. After seeing the conversation on social media about Elf on the Shelf, Judge Robert D. Leonard II decided to take matters into his own hands. My family loves all the elves, and it's a fun family tradition. However, it is a nightly commitment, and if you miss a night, you have some explaining to do, Judge Leonard said. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Cobb County drafted an order which banishes all elves on shelves from Cobb County. I decided the people that needed to retire their elf or put it out later in the year, I could take the heat for them with a mock order.
So here's the order. If you're watching this on the live stream here, here's the order. You can print this out. It's got his name. It's got the signature and everything on it. And you can show little Timmy, hey, look, sorry, this is court order. It's official. Now, of course, the Judge Leonard says, this is all tongue-in-cheek. I can't really enforce this order. I can't, it's not going on record. We're not putting on the books and stuff. But I did do the order. Excuse me. God. And so it's just give them a scapegoat or escape route for the parents that mess up on the Shelf on the Elf thing, or Elf on the Shelf. Shelf on the Elf would be a different story.
Can you say that 3 times fast?
I can't, not right now. Now, something that I can do right now is I can type probably a good 60, maybe 50 words per minute. And that's good for a male. I know where the keys are. I know where my home keys are. You know where your home keys are, Dan?
Yeah. And I.
What are your, hold on. Don't brush over that. What are your.
J and the F.
What do you mean J and the F? J, F, K, D, L, S, A, and then the semicolon. Those are your home keys. Yeah. And then everything's from there, right?
And I have this, I'm not good with the laptop because it's straight. I at home, I have the split keyboard. It's got the angled. And it's just right, and I put my hands on that and type away.
I had one here for the longest time in the studio, and my wife, Amy, she hates it because your hands they're sitting aeronomical, right? That's what they are, aeronomical.
Yeah, ergonomical. That's what they call it. And
She
I love
can't
that,
stand
like
it.
that. Yeah.
She can't stand it. And I'll take a video of her typing, and her hands are flying around like friggin' spiders on her keyboard.
And she's got them right here like that.
Yeah, she's
and I'm
got-
surprised she doesn't get carpal with all the. I mean, she spends a lot of time, a lot of hours on it.
Well, she's got a bunch of pads and stuff that you do all that. Well, right now, for those that don't have hands, lucky people like us that don't have hands, Stanford. Is that Stanford? That's Stanford.
Yeah.
Stanford scientists have developed a brain implant that allows a man with paralyzed hands to type up to 90 words per minute just by thinking of the words. Can you imagine that, Dan? You could just type stuff by thinking the words, but I mean, 90 words per minute? That's kind of, I mean, how slow is your thinking?
Yeah.
So, older implant systems often rely on the patients moving a cursor from specific characters on a digital keyboard with their mind. I've seen that where they kind of move their eye movements, A, L, D, whatever the letters are. But this new thing that they're coming up with is a team has combined with neural implants with autocorrect function that results in 99% better accuracy as far as typing. So take that right there.
Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. They said at the conference, where we really understand the brain through neuroscience in the coming decades should be able to do much better in a variety of tasks. And they said the biggest challenge of facing neural implant researchers now is commercialization, putting them in alignments like Elon Musk's. I was thinking Elton John. So Elon Musk, Neuralink, in attempting to push brain implants. So I guess what to do on this is you picture writing the word down, that you'd write it handwriting in your mind, and that's how it comes out. So
I mean, that's amazing in itself. For you to think a word or think how you would write the word out or spell the word out, and then it would actually physically type it out. So, I mean, even with people with hands that, I would get the implant. I would sit there. I don't have to type anymore. Great. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to think about all this stuff. Now, they don't tell you that the neural implant is as big as a friggin', football helmet that they stick on your head.
You get one of those Afro wigs. But I'd be thinking that. I'd be saying, okay, the cat, and all I'd be thinking of is hot dog, really a vegetable? And then they would type that out, and they would. I'd be having to back up erase.
Or if you're in the middle of a sentence, all good boys go to heaven, and then Carol comes over and starts cussing at it, and you're like, fuck you, Carol. And all of a sudden, fuck you, Carol comes up on the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole, how to decipher between actual thoughts and you typing, word sentences.
Yeah, I think we should apologize to our listener, Carol.
The one listener, Carol. Sorry, Carol. Now, Carol was driving around, and she got a flat tire. And a flat tire, there's all these videos that are out on TikTok that say, the customer says, and what it is essentially is a mechanic goes to a person's car, and on the sheet that they get, the little thing says, customer says car's making a funny noise from whatever, the rear tire, the whatever.
And then the mechanic writes down, remove bowling ball from trunk.
Right, exactly, something like that. Well, this guy right here, a woman says that Sasquatch flattened her tire. Sasquatch. You know what Sasquatch is, right?
Yes.
Or Yeti or Swamp Cabbage
and
Man.
Actually, Sasquatch, right near us, at the end of our development, is Uwharrie Mountain, and they have had film crews there looking for Sasquatch, right? Half a mile from my house.
So you're from so you got one living in your neighborhood, Dan?
No, that's what they say.
Maybe they're looking for you. So this guy right here, and we're going to pop this up so everyone can watch the video and we can all be friends here. Go to camera 4, Dan.
Okay.
And this guy right here is, let's see, wait. Dan, read this little backstory so we can have this right here.
Yeah. A Montana car dealership employee was understandably skeptical when he was tasked with fixing a tire that was said to have been flattened by Sasquatch. Although the tale wound up being amusingly accurate, the weird repair case reported occurred last month at a business in the city of Kalispell and was documented by the amused worker who was called out to look into the situation. He explained that a customer had used a loaner car from the dealership and returned the vehicle with a right rear tire flattened because of a Sasquatch.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the video, and you guys can see this video. Here we go. I'm going to turn this up so we can all hear it.
Their right rear tire is flat because of a Sasquatch.
So this is the guy. This is the repairman or the mechanic. I don't know why they call him repairman. Sitting in the driver's seat, and he's going to get out of the car and walk around. So here we go.
I personally don't believe in Sasquatch, but this is Montana, so there's a lot of crazy people out here. The right rear, so they got their spare on, so I'm guessing.
You can see the donut on the right rear.
There.
So
there's the other tire.
He opens the trunk.
Oh. Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
What do you see, Dan?
It looks like a metallic Sasquatch, and it looks like it probably had a pin in the back of it, and she rode it over and got it flat.
That's Sasquatch. High-grade metal Sasquatch.
So it looks like something you would buy from a gift shop or something like that that must have fallen out and been in the middle of the road. And it's metal. It looks like pewter or something like that. And she ran over it. It's in there.
I don't even know how it got in there.
Yep, and you can see how
There it is.
Yeah. You must have cut it just the right way, and it popped up
That's
and
cool.
ran over itself.
Customer state.
So she actually was telling the truth.
Customer's always right. I told you that.
All right, on that note, we'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social networks. Make sure you follow us on your pages. All the links that links us to you and you to us as well. On behalf of IT Dan. They can't hear a wave, Dan. Oh, you want to see yourself. That's what you want. That's what
I
you
want to see myself on camera one more time.
All right, on behalf of IT Dan.
Yeah, hey, everyone have a nice afternoon.
My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Come back.
The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
I'm still waiting.